Hello, hello, it's good to be back, it's good to be back. Hello, 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 did you miss me? Soulmate cyclist, optimistic Chris, back in the Brooks saddle again. Let me catch you up with what's happening. I have a friend. No, it's not lovely Laura, I'm sorry, but it is Uncle D again. Brand new bike, got his own bike, and he's raring to go on another trip. So we are headed south out of Port Washington, then we're headed down through Milwaukee, through Chicago, around the bottom south end of Lake Michigan, back up the other side, and then catch the ferry across. We'll be in the saddles for 7, maybe 8 days, I think it is like that. And the bike path we're on right now, I got to turn around again, so bear with me. So I've been along this bike path before on my cross-country bike trip, and I remember this place. It's right next to a cemetery, and above my head, if I tilt the camera, there's that wind chime. And I gave you your moment of Zen last time. So just for old time's sake, here it is again. God, it feels so good to be back in the Brooks saddle again. Yabba dabba doo! Well, it's almost lunchtime and Dennis and I are boogieing along. And we glance over and this guy's yard is filled with homemade novelties, I suppose. Let me give you a guided tour of some of the things he's got here. Watch out, Dennis! So we're on the Oak Leaf Trail and we started there at the Ozaki Interurban Trail. We followed that down the purple line, jumped onto the Oak Leaf. We're right here right now and we're coming through Milwaukee, downtown Milwaukee Lakeside, and then today we're headed into Cudahy in this area to see Akshay and Angela. We're making our way towards Cudahy through the south side of Milwaukee, and there's a lot of these really nice small homes, probably from 50s or 40s, well kept, very nice. It's a hot one. So we're headed towards Illinois Beach State Park. Today's route has been urban, to say the least, although mostly on bike paths that kind of connect together. We've gotten lost about 3 times. Not really lost, but we just can't, sometimes you just can't see where it goes. And then there was a bridge out back there that took us in another direction. But this place, like we're in right now, lots of trees on both sides, lots of shade, which is really appreciative. When we're out in the blacktop, it's pretty darn warm. Heading towards a place for lunch, Subway, and then pick up some groceries for tonight, maybe a beer or 2 at the state park, and then tomorrow into Chicago.
Raking hay, I did that as a kid.
Michigan. I was beginning to wonder where you were. So good. Good morning. Well, this place is pretty quiet, generally speaking. Sunrise was about 5:30 this morning. I glanced out, rolled over, glanced out, saw wisps of pink clouds, and I thought, you know, for a brief moment I thought maybe I should get up and go catch the sunrise, and then just rolled over and went back to sleep. Except for maybe 10 minutes later, a mourning dove. Why are they called mourning doves? Because they sit on the tree right above your tent, cooing for like an hour. Oh my God. But anyway, it was a good night's sleep. We are headed into Chicago today, and we've got a whole bunch of bike paths, and yeah, let's see what it brings us. We're taking a little bit of a break under the shade here of this overpass, but I wanted to share a little story. Dennis and I were riding along and we saw two ladies up to their knees and waist in the undergrowth and stuff with a pair of clippers. So, of course, inquiring minds want to know what's going on. So we pulled over and we chatted with these ladies for a while. And they're dealing with this bad boy. This is an invasive species, I will confess. I don't remember the name. I'll put it right below here. And what they were doing is they were going around and chopping it out. So all the way since then, I've been noticing all these purple plants and stuff. They're quite pretty, but they are invasives. And she says, you know you got the right one, because if you check the stalk is square. And if I rotate that slowly, you can see the changing colors of the four sides of the stalk. So, ladies, thanks for your work there, clearing out this invasive, and I'll pull some while I stop here. Well, that was nice. Dennis and I just had lunch on the bench behind us. We got some shade and everything. And I just said to Dennis, you know what's crazy? I said, I have absolutely no idea where we are. And I'm not worried about it. It's all good. We're getting ready to jump on the bike. We have about 2 hours to go, according to Google, and then it'll be cold beer time. So for a big part of today, we've been on bike paths, but there's been a small portion of the day where Dennis and I have been riding through some neighborhoods with the most incredible houses I have probably ever seen. This is old Chicago money. big houses with 3-4 car garages. We just came out. I had to actually turn around and come back to do this. These pillars here on the road here are for the neighborhood of Kenilworth, and we've just ridden our bikes along Sheridan Road here, and I'm going to drop a few pictures in here of some of the houses we passed by, and trust me, these ones are small in comparison to the ones that we saw earlier. Now, that said, you come out of this 2 pillars, this gate or whatever you want to call it, and it turns back to real America. High rises, banks, stores, and everything like that. Right here is the line between probably the 1%ers and those that don't have as much. Stunningly obvious, stunningly obvious. So this is kind of nice. We have our own lane going in different directions. They've split it off completely with a concrete curb. Ramps for on and offs marked in green. Downtown, 3/4 of a mile. How cool is this? So it's a tad after 11 o'clock. We're in Chicago. We are lucky enough to be staying with Uncle Dee's daughter, Erin, and her boyfriend in Chicago. And the reason we're out on the porch is because it is absolutely chucking it down with hail. With hail, it's bouncing off the cars and off the street. And Dennis has just said we could be in our tents, but we're not. Tonight we've got a bed and air conditioning. How lucky are we? We are going to have a quick nosy around Wrigley Field, but I just wanted to point out that is the weather that woke us up this morning super duper early. That is a big storm. Yeah. Well, it's been a long time since I've been to Chicago, and here we are riding our bikes along the lakefront. It's just a fun, cool place. Lots of people out today. That's the, behind me is the Ferris wheel on Navy Pier. And as I swing around, you'll see all the people exercising. It's Saturday morning, and the high rises here.
So we're overcommitting ourselves.
Multi-million dollars for a unit. And Dee's over there taking it all in. How lucky are we? So our bike route takes us around this corner. In the far there, we're looking at the planetarium, and then the Museum of Science and Industry, I think it is. And Uncle Dee's father over there, looking at the football stadium, which has just completely escaped my mind. Soldier Field, there we go. Looks like we're going to be running into some weather. It's pretty dark out in front. Saturday morning training. So we've managed to avoid the rain so far. The clouds above us, this sort of front right here, we were underneath the gray sky earlier on in Chicago, and now that's pushing that way. So that storm is going faster than we are, which is really nice. The downside, humid. It's really warm. It rained in this area not long ago, and the pavement is drying, and it's just kicking up some heat. We've left the lakeshore part of downtown Chicago. We're now into the industrial part of South Chicago, ports, and this is pretty cool behind me. How neat is that? We're headed south towards Gary, Indiana. I thoroughly envision it being very industrial for the next part of our ride. So far, so good. It's Dennis riding. We knew we were headed into an industrial area. And here it is. That's burning off probably methane or something like that. We've just been in touch with our warm showers host for tonight. He says, stay out of Gary, Indiana. Not safe, find another route. So we've got, we found one. I shared it with him. He says, yeah, Hammond's not the best. Just keep riding. So we're on our way. How's your lunch, Dennis?
Bonito.
Stick around for the second half of our ride as Dennis and I make our way up through Michigan and then catch the ferry across the lake back to Milwaukee. We'll share the weather, new friends, and a dip in the lake just to cool us off in the warm temps. High speed to Milwaukee. Don't forget to like and subscribe.